Welcome to Moto Rambling.
And today was a warm day for February. It got up in the mid-50s, but unfortunately, they put down salt on the road because of the slight amount of snow yesterday and the day before. So, no riding.
I'm not getting that all over my leg.
Call me lazy, but I don't want to wash salt off of a motorcycle. But so if we're not riding, and we're not talking about riding, we're planning a trip. So it's something that's always on our mind. But we'd made mention of getting together and putting together a video where we talked about the riding around here.
We live in a great place for riding.
Living in the western North Carolina area, close to the Blue Ridge Parkway, close to all these named roads, we're very fortunate where we live because there's a lot of motorcycling roads.
How many times have we ridden and we've said to each other, we get to live here?
Yeah, it's one of our running jokes, or so to speak, is, and we get to live here. But for those people that travel here to ride motorcycles, a lot of people come here to ride all these named roads. You can pick up one of these motorcycle touring maps. Various companies put them out there, and they have all these named roads.
They'll set them up in loops and different mileage and different hours and how you can come here and ride a loop that was set up on a map. But that's not all there is around here.
I mean, the named roads are all fun. Say, yep, check it off the bucket list. I did that ride. But what we want to talk about is, if you come here and you're riding the Blue Ridge Parkway,
which is a goal for most people.
A lot of people like to ride the Blue Ridge Parkway. I get it. That's one of my favorite places to ride, other than the fall of the year, especially when there's Ford excursions on the road. Different subject. But we call them feeder roads. If you look at a map of the Blue Ridge Parkway and you see these roads that feed into the Blue Ridge Parkway.
You're on both sides. If you're on the parkway, you can get off the parkway on any number of roads.
From, say, the beginning in Cherokee all the way up into...
probably right up to Winsboro.
Yeah. Any of these feeder roads that go to the Blue Ridge Parkway, they're worth riding. Sometimes they're better than some of these named roads. Of course, there's several of the named roads that feed into the Blue Ridge Parkway.
Yeah, and they're starting to get names as more and more people discover them and ride them. But pretty much anytime you're on the parkway, if you need to get off or you want to get off for whatever reason, you can almost be guaranteed that road's going to be a blast, whether it's paved or gravel. There's a lot of gravel roads that come off the parkway as well. And they're all going to be fun. They're all going to be great motorcycle roads.
So what's your favorite feeder road?
Well, I love coming up 151, but the most common one for me is Ox Creek because it's close. And that's when I go up and down Ox Creek a lot because that's the closest to home. If I'm going to the parkway or if I'm coming home from the parkway, that's the road I'm going to end up taking the most. But there's so many. Elk Mountain Scenic Highway is a great road.
Well, Elk Mountain Scenic Highway and Ox Creek, a lot of people would combine them or say that's the same area. But yes, it's a great road to come up as well. You mentioned 151. They call that the Devil's Staircase.
Yeah, another nickname road.
Highway 80, which they nicknamed the Devil's Whip. 176. Did they name that?
I don't know what that one's going to name. 276 as well. 178.
Does 178 go on?
I think it comes up to one side of the parkway.
It comes to 215. But anyway. Yeah. So we talk about these feeder roads. So when you get here, grab you one of these maps, get a good map, look at the map, and don't overlook all these feeder roads.
Even if they're not on the map, if you're on the parkway, just be ready to take a stroll off the parkway on any one of those roads. You're probably going to be happy you did.
Unless it's gravel. big bike.
If you're on the right bike, that's gonna be just as fun.
If you're on the right bike, they are great. Not as many of the gravel roads as there is paved roads. So, feeder roads.
You're welcome.